So I'm back in Central America. I was here in February this year, actually in the same area here. It was just a house just a little bit along. There's only a few houses on this island, and I've come back here because I really enjoy the fishing here. To get out in places where there's going to be nobody about, completely fishing on your own. I mean, the fishing's by no means easy, but it can be really good if you're lucky, and you've got to work hard for it. But I'm just happy to be back. It's my second day's fishing today. It wasn't too bad today, the weather. We had one heavy shower. Yesterday was the first session, and we got absolutely hammered by the heavy rains. It's a rainy season here, and literally rained, I guess, for about 5 hours in a row, and in the end it got just so heavy. So I got a few hits, no fish, but I managed to hang in for about 5 hours of that. Today was better. Today I went out to an island about 12 k's out. It took a while to get out there because it was really choppy conditions, and it's a lot quicker coming back, put it that way. Yeah, no big fish today. I had a few hits in the morning, and I realised what they must have been. I'm sure they were needlefish, because I ended up hooking a few of those. Yeah, basically I spent 80% of the day casting big lures, hoping for something like a roosterfish or a jack, more roosterfish really, and I spent about, I suppose, about 15-20% of the day casting smaller lures, because if you're not catching the big ones, it's nice to get a little bit of action. And also I wanted to test out some of the smaller shads, and yeah, they were really working well, so just made it a bit more fun getting onto a few fish, even if they weren't massive. Okay, finally made it out. It's a bit of a bumpy ride out, really windy and choppy. Not so much big swell, just really choppy. So it looks really good here. It's hard to get on the island because it's such high tide. Not going to be so easy getting on here. Well done. I've fished here before, fished here some years back, and had some really nice fish on this island. This one, I was have to do a bit of free schooling, but it looks good conditions, kind of conditions I like to fish in. Probably get a bit of rain coming through today, but it's a lovely little island. So I'm going to start off with the Enticer minnow. This is a 70 gram, which I think is going to be my best bet at catching rooster. It's got such a good profile, this lure. So I'll start off with a wind behind me. Needlefish jumping out there, flipping out. That's a big one. Oh, that one stays a flipping egg. Doing some acrobatics. Eyes off. The lure flew all the way over to here. That was a really good one actually. It's a shame that one came off. Okay, so I've switched from the little shad. I think most of the hits I had earlier probably were needlefish. I had that really big one on, so that's probably why they weren't connecting. That's pretty typical of the needlefish. You kind of just sort of slash at it. So there's some lovely shallow reef out there. I'm just going to work this shad. It's good hunting ground for fish. Okay, something's hit it. Saw that shoot out. Little hawkfish. There are beautiful markings on these little fish, little hawkfish. Keep at it. Yeah, it's just hooked into, looks like a little jack on the little shad. Okay, so I was just playing around with this little shad over some reef there, hooked into this little jack. So that's nice. Good to see the shad's working. So I'm just going to get this one back in. Oh, what's that? Little hawkfish. Okay, another little hawkfish on the shad. Yeah, beautiful fish. It's a nice little bit of reef there. Oh, another one. They like the shad. They're always hanging around the edges, so you can have a little bit of fun on them. But I'm going to have a few more casts. I'm going to switch back to a top water to try and get into hopefully a rooster. Now it's gone overcast again. It's always good to bring a few small lures. That's another one. Another one. Yeah, I was just saying there, I want to bring my kids over at one point, and sometimes it can be really quiet here. It's always nice to catch a fish, so you know, these are always good around the edges. You can have a bit of fun with these for the kids, so I'm having a bit of fun as well. Little fish, slammed that one and managed to get it, come up the line. Or is it? No, it's not a needlefish. No way. Something. So yeah, that just shot out and hit the little shad. Looks like another kind of jack. I can hear it grunting away. I'm not sure of the variety. Must be so many different ones out here. But yeah, it's just nice to have a bit of fun in the middle, just fishing in the middle of the day, fishing with this little shad. I want to get this one back in now. It's a beautiful fish. Jacks around there. Okay, this rod's set up with a 70 gram Ticer rod, and the other rod's set up with a small shad at the moment, so I can just swap around. Now it's overcast, it's looking good. I'm gonna keep at it and just try for a rooster. It's hard work. You've got to keep at it and just hope one passes. There's not much else you can do. It could be there at any time. It's a nice needlefish, not the target species, but it's the second one I've hooked up today. I've had a good hit. Don't know if this one will stay on. There he is, yeah. There's what, another huge one following him. Huge. One following, as you can see here. I mean, this one's a good size, but I think the one behind is bigger. Okay, that's a nice sized needlefish. He took the enticer minnow there. There was a bigger one up behind him. Yeah, it's a fair bit bigger, it's a lot fatter, so flipping it, some big ones around. That's probably, as I thought, was giving me all the hits earlier. And so I'm going to get him back in quickly now. But seems to be livening up a little bit again, so it's a good sign. Maybe it's a tide of time, it's just on the push now. Yeah, the first night just literally rained the whole night, so heavy. Yeah, literally, the rain literally hasn't let up. It looks like the forecast for the next few days is a little bit better, which is good. I mean, I don't mind it being overcast, that is brilliant. I mean, that means you can fish more into the day. When it gets really hot here and there's no cover, no clouds, you get the feeling that after about 10 or 11 there's not going to be that many fish feeding. My main target for this trip is roosterfish. I don't know if I'm going to get one. I really hope so. Last time I was here just for 4 days, I did see on 2 occasions I got followed by roosterfish because I was high enough up to see. Unfortunately, I didn't get any hits. It's really hit and miss with the roosters. It's always always something that you hope to get onto. And as there's definitely roosters can be around here, that's the main target. Other targets is jacks and snapper, which are always fun to catch. But yeah, as I said, if I could choose one fish, it would be a roosterfish. Just like a lot of people just love catching roosterfish and love the chase when they chase in your lure, and they put up a really good fight really. So for the first 2 sessions I've been out with a guy called Chumbo. He's a really nice guy, a really lovely guy, and I felt really sorry for him, like sitting in the rain on the first day. As part of the reason I finished after 5 hours, because he's just absolutely getting hammered with and all he had was a plastic bag over his head. I was getting wet as well, of course, the same, but I was fishing. Anyway, tomorrow I think it's a relation of him who's going to drop me out. He speaks a bit of English, so anyway, I'm looking forward to getting up early and having another go at it, and yeah, see how it goes. Looking forward to it. It's drizzling, but not heavy rain. There's some heavy rain in the night a little bit. But anyway, the boat guy hasn't turned up. It's not the guy that I normally use. I think it's some relation of his, because he couldn't make it today. But anyway, he's an hour late so far. So hopefully he'll come soon, because it's the best part of the day, the morning. But that's all part of when you're fishing in places like this, then not always the most reliable. So just hopefully he'll turn up soon. Okay, I'm happy to have made it here. It's about an hour late, but never mind. Conditions are really overcast, so it won't make as much difference as on, say, like a clear day when you really got to get here in the mornings. So on a day like this, it's not as important. It's probably going to be more tidal and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, the guy is boat driver, really good guy, and he can speak English well, so that's always handy. So anyway, I'm going to get on with it. See if I can. I'm going to start off targeting the rooster, which I'm here for. The water is actually a little bit dirty. That's not to say it's not possible. I think it's, for roosters, I think when it's really clear it's very difficult, because they're very careful fish. They're going to look at that lure. In these conditions, if you do get a rooster around, you've got a lot more chance, I would say, of them taking the lure. Okay, so I've hooked onto something. I'm not just trying to work out what it could be. I have to get a bit closer. The trouble is these waves are going across there pretty bad. Keep up out of the way of these waves. Right. Ah, came off. Shit! I don't bloody believe it. Okay, that was a freaking rooster. I had a rooster hit it and missed it. I saw the fin. Shit. Don't believe it. See if you're still there. Oh my gosh, some serious swell coming through here now. Okay, I just put on my other setup. This is the extra heavy. Not a massive difference, it's just that the waves are really coming through strong here, and if I do hook something decent, I'm going to need some good strength in the rod, really, in the back end. I've got to bring it up, and it's got a little bit stronger reel, this one. This is the 8000. So I'm going to try with the white enticer minnow, 70 gram. I just had a rooster hit. Don't know how big it was, but I saw the fins and it was following it, and it hit it, but unfortunately didn't connect. So I've got this 90 gram enticer white on, white enticer minnow, and that's sort of where the current is going out with the backwash there. There can be fish weight in there. Oh, there's another splash, right? Come on. going around the way. Not a big fish, but I don't want it to go around there. Got some good leader here. It's a jack. Pretty wriggle in here. Okay, I got this one in the backwash. It might have been the same fish that tried to hit it the cast before. There's sort of the current going out and all the backwash sort of going out in that current. And this fish was sitting there, this Jack Crevalle was just sitting there. So I got it on the 90 gram enticer, basically the same spot where I had the rooster hit it. Don't know what that was. It was a big fish. It's a really big, really big fish. I'm really pissed off with that. On the other hand, shows I'm in the right place. At the end of that backwash again. Just hope there's more about. Oh, that's so painful. I saw it come out and hit it. It really looked big. I thought, oh my gosh, that is gonna. And it sort of went down deep because it could have been a big snapper or something. It just came off. That is just really a shame. I put in a heck of a lot of hours and then you just a couple of tiddlers, but you really hooked into something big then. It really did look like a good spot from the start with the backwash, and it's definitely the hot spot for here because I'm right on the point of this island. And there's some solid swell coming in, and this is where the current's sort of going out, and you can see like on the water, you can see you can feel the current here, but you can see the direction it's taking the white water on the top. Okay, I just put on this big 120 gram shad that I'm testing, and about the fourth cast I had a hit. Actually, I had a hit on the first cast with just a tap, and then I just had a good hit and was almost on. Felt like I was on for momentarily. So I sort of retrieved it in fast, and then I slowed it down, tapped it a few times, and something hit it. Felt quite okay, but hard to tell. Okay, I'm on to a lively fish there anyway. Flipping it. I think it's a jack, it must be. Don't know if it's foul hook jack. It's going like hell. Yeah, it's foul hook. That's what I thought. Oh my gosh, how did I do that? Okay, I foul hooked this one with the shad, the 120 gram shad. It went off like a rocket, it did. So I'm just getting that hook out, and it got it in the back. So it could have been like a live bait. Don't know, I'm going to get him back in quick. But yeah, for a minute I thought, flipping it, what the heck's this? Because it shot off. Okay, so I just went through every colour, and then I changed for a white, and I've got a hook up on the white, trying to see what it is. It's difficult in this raw water, but it looks like, is it a needlefish? Feels like a needlefish, yeah. Well, it's just what I didn't want, but I hope he hasn't damaged the leader. It looks alright. Okay, little needlefish there. That was on the shad white. I just literally swapping round colours, and don't know if it's coincidence, but I got a hit on this one, so I'm going to get him back quick now. Okay, so that's the end of the session nearly. Guy's going to be on his way soon, so I've got time just for a few more casts, I guess, until he appears. Yeah, it's been a really good day, nice day. Bit of a shame in some ways. It started off action-packed, like I guessed it might, with the tide there and the morning together, early morning. It's a shame we got here a little bit late because that first hour was just really going off. And yeah, as you can see, I had a chase from a roosterfish, where a hit from a rooster, didn't connect. I had on this big, I think it was the big enticer minnow, or the 90-gram one, and then I had a really big fish, very big on, that took some drag and went down, and then came off, unfortunately. So yeah, which is always really disappointing. I got a few little fish, but anyway, it just keeps you, keeps you motivated, because I know that it's just a case of just hanging in there and getting the opportunity, and the when the bite's on and when the fish are around. I mean, it was completely different conditions this morning. Just out here, there was the tide was high and there was a real rip going out, and the fish seemed to be sitting at the back of that, in the back of the backwash, wading. I had the best hits from there. And so, although the swell's still running big, it's low tide now, so it's literally spot on low tide. So I'm just gonna keep casting until he comes, and you never know, maybe another fish. Yeah, it was good, but could have been better. I lost a really big fish. Wow.
When you say you lost it, you actually hooked it and then went away?
Yeah, I had a rooster follow. Roosterfish followed within half an hour. I saw something behind and I thought, it's a needlefish, and then I saw the fins. But that's it's a new addition to the Samson Longcast range, is the Maximus XP. So this one is a heavier rod than the original Longcast, Samson Longcast. The original was cast in 30 grams to 120. I've been using it for 15 and even up to 120, but the Maximus takes off then where that leaves off, really. So for bigger lures, it's rated at 60 to 200 grams. So when I'm casting